to Friday Thoughts. Yeah, just another week. It's January 12th. Still got the Christmas tree up, but this is probably the last Friday Thoughts that you'll see the Christmas tree, most likely. But we'll see what really happens. All right, get my notes. Rivera's gone. I saw it coming from a mile away. It would have been acceptable if they let him go in the middle of the season, but I understand them wanting to be respectful to him and nice to him, because he was a great guy, and he was a decent coach at first and then steadily declined, but he was a nice guy. No bad energy towards Rivera. Love the guy. I wonder if he's going to keep coaching or if he's just going to retire. I'm not sure. Guess we'll see. Maybe he'll go back to the Panthers because they need something. Another coach that is gone, Bill Belichick. Huge deal. That guy was just making it just impossible to beat his team in the playoffs and the Super Bowl for years. Him and Tom Brady, got 6 or 7 Super Bowls together? Yeah, Bill Belichick, he's going to go down as one of the best coaches of all time, easily. And if the Commanders want to pick him up as our coach, I would not be mad at that. That would be pretty sweet, honestly. But I don't know. I don't think we're going to get Belichick. I think we're getting somebody else. But we shall see. I know they hired a whole team of guys to hire the best coach, so we should get somebody good. And we got the number 2 overall draft pick. Can't beat that. Those people are saying that Caleb Williams is probably going to get picked up by the Bears, and then we will draft Drake May, which at first I was a little who's Drake May? I haven't really seen him play, but that's because I don't really watch college football like that. But looked up some highlights of him yesterday, and I was impressed. He's a tall, lanky guy. He's got a good deep ball. Knows how to lead his receiver. Very quick on his feet. He's avoiding sacks, which you definitely need that ability when you're playing for Washington. Of course, hopefully we draft a bunch of linemen, because that would be the smart thing to do. But probably gonna get quarterbacks and wide receivers and players we don't need. But here we go. The Terps are on fire. They beat Michigan last night. That was awesome. They were down for a while, came back, beat them in the end. It was awesome. Juju, forget his last name, but the tallest guy we got is a dog. Just got this super nice block, clutch at the end of the game, and just pretty much won the game with that block. So shout out Juju, shout out Young, and number 5, I forget his name, but he's a baller. He's a hooper for sure. Yeah, I think Terps. Because we can't bet on the Wizards, so I think as far as Maryland basketball goes, the Terps are what I'm gonna latch on to at having a chance of doing anything spectacular. I don't know if you guys have seen that thing about the aliens being at the Miami Mall, or demons or something. There was witnesses saying there was tall gray ghost aliens or something. But the police were no, it was just a bunch of kids fighting and causing a ruckus, but there were a ton of cop cars there, so had to have been a pretty big deal, what was going on. I watched another podcast about this guy's opinion on it, and he doesn't really believe it. I don't really believe it either, but I you never know. There's some crazy stuff happening out there, and the spiritual realm is real, so you never know. Could be some demons out there showing themselves. That's just my opinion. but hopefully not, because aliens are scary. I don't want any smoke with any aliens. So yeah. I saw Stephen A. Smith started his new show or podcast or whatever it is, and he was being just really mean and disrespectful to this other guy, which I don't really know much about the other guy, but even if that guy's not that cool, it's still just like, I don't know. I think Stephen A. needs to chill out a little bit. He just picks something and just goes in on it, or person and goes in on them. And I don't really think it's necessary. You know, if you're good at your job, you can do it without tearing down other people in the process. You know, but yeah. So I'm glad he's not on ESPN, I think, at all. I don't know, I need to fact check that, but I think that's why he has his own show, because he's not on ESPN anymore. But I'm gonna look that up. I watched the new Shannon Sharpe podcast with Cat Williams. That was very entertaining, very interesting podcast. Probably one of the best ones I've watched in a while, honestly. Cat Williams is just he's a genius. He's a very, very intelligent man. He's accomplished a lot, still accomplishing a lot, helped a ton of people on the way, you know, blessed comedians with like cash at their shows. It's just, you know, he's a good dude. And yeah, he was calling out a lot of other comedians and people in Hollywood, and like it probably is true, but you know, I don't know. I feel like stirring up controversy isn't always the best move. But I know it gets clicks and page views and all of that, so I get it. But all the positive things that Cat talked about were cool. Just how he used to study in libraries like 8 hours a day and just educate himself, and I just think that's really inspiring and cool. That yeah, he like left his parents' house when he was like 13 and just educated himself and learned life skills and just kind of made it on his own as a young kid. Pretty tough to do, I would think. Last thing, my Super Bowl prediction. I'm going Ravens and Niners. It was hard for me to pick between the Ravens and the Dolphins, just because I feel like the Dolphins have this spark and this fire this season, and McDaniel's such a good coach that I think they have a shot. But Ravens, I mean, Lamar's killing it. Their defense is killing it. Their wide receivers, Zay Flowers, is a gangster. But yeah, I love the Ravens. I would love to see them win the Super Bowl. That would be cool. But the 49ers are excellent this year, so I know that the Ravens beat them already, but I think if they played again, it would be a little bit different. But yeah, that's my prediction. It's Friday Thoughts. Thanks for tuning in. Love you guys. Have a good weekend.